I think art is a way for me to express things that I can't articulate with words alone. I have a lot of abstract concepts that I think about all the time, but it's really hard to explain that to someone in a 5-minute conversation. I've always been like, I don't know, I guess eco-conscious. Even as a little kid, I was always bossing my family around like, we need to recycle this, don't throw this out. That's something that, I don't know, I think about a lot, not just in art, but just in the way that I live my life. And I worked for a lot of different coffee shops, and I used to see all of those cards just being tossed all the time when people were done with them. So I just started collecting them. They were a symbol, at least to me, of instant gratification and a huge amount of waste, and kind of how those two ideas correlate with each other. With our country in a recession, I think more people have actually had to think about what it means to need something, need clothing, need a home, need food, really basic elements that we all take for granted. Whereas, in so many other places around the world, that is something they're faced with every day. And we live such a comfortable life that we always think that our wants are needs. Like, I want what I want, and I want it now, and I want it the way I want it. Just watching our economy go down and down and down and down. What we really need is a rebirth of ideas, of concepts, of ways of doing things, and kind of a stop to this whole focus on what we want society and really focus on what we need. It's really easy to just consume art like you do consume a magazine or consume music, where you just like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to listen to this, read this, look at this, and then I'm on to the next thing. And a lot of times it doesn't leave room for lingering thought or lingering contemplation. And I don't know, I think if you're not growing, you're stagnant. And that's one thing that I love about art, is that good art is never stagnant, and stagnant art is never good.
Life is so hard to be a puppy.
This idea of a phoenix being born out of ashes, of rubble, but also kind of the end of an era and the beginning of a new era. Taking those old things, like all those old Starbucks cards, and the image that I'm making is a phoenix landing in this fiery, glowing thing, kind of right at that precipice of about to burn, but ready to take on that next challenge.